Okay, question 7 on exercise. What exercise is this? Exercise 2.2, okay? A rectangular garden measures 20 by 30 meters, okay? So, a rectangular pathway measures 20 by 30 meters. A pathway is laid around the garden such that it reduces the garden's area by 264 meters, okay? So if you imagine this is the garden to begin with, and then all of a sudden you put a pathway in it, and all of a sudden it's now a smaller area. It used to be this big, now it's this big here. Okay, so first of all, our initial area, which is going to be 20 by 30. So the initial area of the garden is 600 meters squared. A pathway is laid around the garden, so it reduces the area by 264. So 600 minus 264, anybody? Sorry? 366. 336. Now, I'm going to make an assumption about the pathway. What assumption do I have to make about the pathway?
Wide.
It's the same width all the way around. Okay, otherwise I just wouldn't be able to do the question. It'd be impossible. So I'm going to assume that each thing is x wide. Okay? So what we used to have this was 30, but take away 2 x's, so it's going to be 30 minus 2x is now the length of the garden, and 20 minus 2x is the width of the garden. Okay, sort of similar to the one we did yesterday. Now the new garden, which is smaller, the new garden's area is equal to 20 minus 2x multiplied by 30 minus 2x, and that has to equal 336, because the length and the width of the new garden multiplied to give you the new area. Any questions thus far?
No.
Okay, so what we have is 20 by 30 gives us 600, or sorry, 20 by 30 gives us 600, 20 by minus 2x is minus 40x, minus 2x by 30, minus 60x, minus 2x by 2x is 4x squared. Bring over to 336, so minus 336 equals 0. Okay, and what we next do is we arrange it in the form of quadratic. 4x squared minus 100x, and 600 minus 336, 264. Now, well, I'm looking at these numbers and I'm going, okay, factorising this would be really difficult, so I should probably, I could do minus b right away if I wanted, but I might give it a go factorising it this time. So what I'm going to try and do is divide by 4. I get x squared minus 24x, so I'm dividing both sides by 4. And this one here is going to be 66, I think. Okay. 264. Okay. So 264 divided by 4 is 66, okay? We can do it quite easy, do a reference number on this. The reference number is minus 66, and the two factors I'm thinking of are 1 and 66 definitely won't work. 2 and 33 definitely won't work, too small. 3 and 22.
Yeah, buddy.
Now, just 1 second with this. It's actually plus 264. Because it wouldn't match up otherwise, so 600 minus 336 is plus 264. Now it works perfectly, a double minus. So you get x minus 3 or x minus 22 equals 0. Now x represents a length, okay? So you're going to get x equals 3 as one answer, and x equals 22 as the other answer. Now, there's a problem with one of the answers. Can anybody tell me what is the problem with that answer, Rory?
22 is too much.
22 is too much because 20 minus 2 times 22 is a negative number, and you cannot have a negative length. So 22 is too big, therefore the answer must be x equals 3. Is that alright? And
Sir,
yes,
when you divided by 4, you just did that to make it easier for yourself, yes?
yeah, okay. The length of a rectangle is 8 less than twice its width. Okay, so twice its width, if I say the width is x, the length is going to be twice its width minus 8, 2x minus 8. If the area rectangle is 120 centimeters, what length is the diagonal? So I had to figure out, first I had to figure out the length. Once I figure out the length and the width, I'm going to figure out what the diagonal is using Pythagoras' theorem. So let's figure this out. Length by width, or width by length, must equal 120. Now, a few of you might be tempted to do this. It's completely wrong what I'm doing here, by the way. Some of you used to say x equals 120. You're not allowed to split it until there's a 0 on the other side. So currently there's not a 0 on the other side, so you're not allowed to do that. For anybody who might have tried that, you're not allowed to do it. So, actually there we go. You just have to multiply it out. 2x squared minus 8x, bring the 120 over the other side. You're going to notice here, Simon, that every number on the left is a multiple of 2 or an even number. Yeah. So you get x squared minus 4x minus 60. Now, we can work with minus 60, 6 and 10, the reference number is minus 60. So, because the reference number is minus 60, it has to differ by 4, so it has to be minus 10 plus 6. So you're going to get x plus 6, x minus 10 equal to 0. You'll get x equals 10 or x equals minus 6. Once again, it's not allowed to be minus 6 because it's a length. Okay? Now that that's done, you go back up to your initial diagram and you say, okay, I said that the length was 2x minus 8. 2 times 10 is 20. 20 minus 8 is 12. It now changes to 12. Okay, that's 12. And the height is 10. Okay, so now it's a 10 and 12 triangle. So what you can get here is you draw like a little right angle triangle. You know that the width is 10, the length is 12. Do Pythagoras' theorem. Call this letter y because we already used x. Y squared therefore equals 12 squared plus 10 squared, which is going to be 244. Y squared equals 244. Get the square root of 244. 2 by root 61. And does it want it in decimals? Third form. So I'm done. Any questions? Another rectangle. Okay. Getting blue in the face of these at this stage. Okay. A rectangular piece of cardboard is 2 longer than its width. Okay, that's a bit of a big rectangle, so a bit more equal. Okay, like that. X plus 2 being its length, x being its width. From each of the corners, a square piece of 2 by 2 is cut out. Okay, so 2 by 2 square piece. 1, 2, 3, 4. The flaps are turned up to form an open box that has a volume of 70 centimeters squared, right? So cube, sorry. So what happens there is no, that's not the one I need. This one, okay, something like this. Okay, so you have your square box here. Okay, and it's alright. It's a bit dodgy. Okay, now so that's what we formed. Now remember, volume. We want to calculate the volume, right? Volume is length by width by height. Now what we can definitely say for sure is that the height is what? 2. Okay, so we have the height already. Okay? Now, this takes a bit of picturing, okay? So, you're going to fold this side up. You're going to break it up into little rectangles. Okay? And you're going to fold this side up. So, I reckon when you fold this side up, you lose 2 every time, don't you? So you lose 2 twice. So the new width is going to be x minus 4. Because when you fold it the first time, you lose 2. Fold it the next time, you lose 2. Okay? So width is now x minus 4. The length is the same deal. You fold it twice and you lose 4. So it's going to be x plus 2 minus 2 minus 2. The length is x minus 2. Now, the great thing about this is we now know that the volume is 70. So what we can say is that length by width by height is 70. So length by width by height equals 70. Therefore, x minus 2 multiplied by x minus 4 multiplied by h, which is 2, equals 70. Now, what I do for you guys is I divide by 2. There's no point in multiplying it out, it just makes more work. You're going to divide it all by 2 anyway. So let the length multiplied by the width be 35, which it is. Then multiply that out, and what you're going to get is x squared minus 6x when you add the minus 4x and the minus 2x together. Minus 2 by minus 4 is plus 8. You drag it over to your side, and what we're going to get is x squared minus 6x minus 27. Minus 27 is a nice number. It's going to be reference number of minus 27. You want a minus 6 gap, so it's going to be minus 9 plus 3. So we're going to get a x minus 9, x plus 3 equals 0. It has to be a positive number. X will equal 9 or x will equal minus 3. The answer therefore is 9. Is that all we're asked to do? We won't get full marks actually just yet. It goes, calculate the dimensions of the cardboard, the initial cardboard. What did we say about the initial cardboard?
X is one side, x plus 2 is
X and x plus 2. So x is 9, so the width of the cardboard box is 9, and the length is 11.
Wait, how do you get it?
11, the width is x and the length is x plus 2. Okay.
I don't see how you...
Card here. 2 non-zero consecutive integers. What does a consecutive integer mean? An example of 2 consecutive integers would be 3 and 4. Another example would be 7 and 8. Another example would be minus 3 and minus 2. Now, what I have to do is, I don't know what they are. So let the smaller one be x, and let the bigger one be, anybody? X plus 1, okay? So now we know that. Now, the product is 3 less than 3 times their sum. Sum means add them together. Product means multiply them. So the product is x multiplied by x plus 1. Okay? And that equals the sum, which is, the sum is x plus 1. And, but you got to take away 3 from that answer because the sum is bigger than the product. And that's all you have to do here. You're going to multiply it out. And also what the last exercise was about was quadratics.
3 times their sum. No, yeah, it's not 3 times their sum.
Oh, 3 times their sum, excuse me. 3 less than 3 times their sum. So you got to multiply the sum by 3. And then, so that the sum, that's 2x plus 1 in the brackets.
It's the product. No.
Alright. Find 2 non-consecutive integers such that their product is 3 less than 3 times their sum.
Okay, so it's x times x plus
3 less, okay? It's grand the way it is, okay? 3 times 2x plus 1, 6x plus 3 minus 3. Then the 3's will cancel. Bring the 6x over the other side. And what we're going to get is x squared minus 5x equals 0. So, okay, 2 non-zero. They put that in there for a reason. So either x will equal 0 or x will equal 5. X equals 0, it's not allowed. X therefore equals 5. So the 2 numbers we're thinking about are 5 and 6. If you have time in a test, lads, what you could always do is you could always just check it out here, okay? What's the product of 5 multiplied by 6? 30. What's the sum of 5 and 6? 11. What's 3 times that sum?
33.
What's 3 away from that?
330.
So you can check your answer.
That's the case for every.
You can always check an answer, yeah?
Like for every consecutive
If you see the word consecutive integer. So lads, just a quick question by Patrick there is a good one. If you ever see consecutive integer and you don't know what the integer is, you can use x and x plus 1. Another combination you could use would be x plus 1 and x plus 2. You can actually use either of them. You could use x plus 100 and x plus 101 and it will still turn out to give you the same answer. Okay? Why would you bother exactly? Use the easiest way. Now, there is another trick they can pull on you. They could ask you for 2 consecutive odd numbers. Odd numbers have a gap of 2, so you'd have to use x and x plus 2. There's a gap of 2 between each one. And it's actually the same for consecutive even numbers. You'd have to use x and x plus 2 as well, because there's a gap of 2. Alright guys. Now, we're gonna... Last year, I would have taught you the three lines for this side, okay? So you can say 2 times x plus 1 minus 1 times x all over x times x plus 1 equals 1 over 3. I would have asked you to multiply out the bottom. You could have got x squared plus x. I'd ask you to multiply out the top. You'd get 2x plus 2 minus 1x. And your answer would be x plus 2 over x squared plus x. You'd have a third on the other side. Then I'd ask you to follow up using the double line. Okay? Method works perfectly well. Another way of doing it, and you've done it recently because it actually sort of works out quite handy for you, is that you would do something like this, alright? In a decent marker, 2 over x, leave a bit of a space there, minus 1 over x plus 1, minus equals a third, okay? So actually I need more space there as well, equals a third. Now, what you could do here, need more space. Okay guys, now what you continue doing here is you can do the lowest common denominator methods, or so what you'd say is, look, this one here needs an x plus 1 on top. I'm going to give it its x plus 1 on top. It also needs a 3 on top. I'm going to give it 3 on top and 3 on the bottom. This one here needs an x on the bottom and a 3, therefore I'm going to put x and 3 here. This one needs x and x plus 1 on the top and the bottom. Now what happens here is the denominators completely cancel, and what you'll get here is it's going to be 6 times 2 by 3 is 6. It's going to be 6x plus 6 minus 1 multiplied by x multiplied by 3 minus 3x, and that will equal x squared plus x. What you'll actually see is both methods are actually very much identical.
They're the exact same.
They're exactly the same. So 6x minus 3x is 3x plus 6 equals x squared plus 8x. And what you're going to see here is my next step with the double line is going to produce that exact same results. 3 multiplied by x plus 2 is 3x plus 6. Bring up the x squared and you're going to get x squared plus x. So you see, no matter what way you do it, it ends the same. Okay? So whichever way takes your fancy. Bring over the 3x and bring over the 6, and what you're going to get is x squared. 1x minus 3x is minus 2x minus 6. Now, what gave away the game is the fact that they want the answer in third form. That's straight away minus b formula. A equals 1, b equals minus 2, c equals minus 6. Minus b is plus 2. So you're going to get plus 2 plus or minus the square root of 4 minus 4ac, which would be 4 times, minus 4 times 1 times minus 6
24.
plus 24 all over 2. Okay, you just take out the calculator, just put in root 28.
Root 2 root 7.
2 root 7. Okay, 2 plus or minus 2 root 7 all over 2. What you can say next is that the 2's will cancel.
Yeah.
So your answer is 1 plus root 7 or 1 minus root 7.
Sir, why are you...
If you don't understand the division of surds, what you can do is the following, right? So you have 2 plus 2 root 7 over 2, technically speaking. I'm splitting up both of them. 2 minus 2 root 7 over 2. They're your two answers. So what you can do is, when you have a common denominator, you're actually allowed to split it back up. So you'd have 2 divided by 2 plus 2 root 7 divided by 2. This side would be 2 over 2 minus 2 root 7 over 2. Now we all know that 2 divided by 2 is 1. 2 root 7 divided by 2 is root 7. So it's going to be 1 plus root 7, 1 minus root 7. So that's another way of thinking of the division.
I just thought that...
The perimeter of a rectangle is 14x over 15. Alright? Please remember what a perimeter means, okay? Perimeter means... if it was a circle, it would be called a circumference. Okay, it's 2 times the length plus 2 times the width equals the perimeter. Okay, the perimeter is 14x over 5, right? We want to find the measure of the width. The measure of each length is x plus 2 over 3. We want to find the width. Each width is a cop-out. The widths are the same. So just the width, okay? The width. Okay? Now, here's how you do it. 2 times the width equals the perimeter minus 2 times the length.
Sir, they give you the perimeter though.
Yeah, just give me a second. The perimeter is 14x over 15. 2 times the length is 2 multiplied by x plus 2 over 3. Now, it's looking much similar to what we've done in the past. And remember, whatever answer this is, it's equal to twice the width. So whatever answer I get for this purple bubble here, I gotta divide my answer by 2 to get 1 width, okay? 2 times the width equals this equation. Do the equation and divide your answer by 2. So, what we're going to get is the following. We're going to get 14x over 15. I'm going to just multiply the top and bottom by 5 to turn it into 15s, okay? So, 2 times 5? 10. Minus 10 times x plus 2?
Minus 10x plus 20. Minus 20.
Actually, sorry guys, I'm just going to keep it at this step here for a second, and then I'll do that. Okay? Now,
Minus 10.
yeah. Common denominator is 15. We're going to get 14x minus 10x minus 20. Then what we're going to get after here is going to be 4x minus 20 over 15. Now, the thing to remember is that's 2 times w. Send the 2 down, and it's going to be, sending the 2 down is in effect, you're now dividing it by 30. You could keep it like that if you want, but there's an obvious thing that they're all even numbers. So I'd like you technically to factorize the top, and when you factorize the top, you'd get 2 into 2x. Oh, sorry, factorize before, excuse me. You have 4 into x minus 5 divided by... sorry, excuse me again. I'm on a roll right now. 5 into x minus 4 divided by 30. What's 5 divided by 30? The answer will be x minus 4 over 6.
How can you take out 5?
Oh wait. Jeez, now I'm really on a roll. Sorry guys, I was right the first time. 4 into x minus 5. 4 divided by 30. In your calculator, 4 divided by 30, 2 over 15. So it's 2 multiplied by x minus 5 over 15. That's your width. Okay guys.